Right, I think we're live.
Mm.
Right, hello and welcome to the First and 10 podcast. It's just the two of us
Forecast.
tonight. What did I say?
Forecast.
Oh,
Forecast podcast.
forecast. What did I say? First and 10. I'm so used
Yeah,
to it. Forecast podcast.
that's September, mate. September time. We'll talk
Yeah.
about that.
If you want to check out First and 10 or NFL podcast as well, like go ahead. But yeah, this is the forecast podcast. It says at the bottom there, just testing you all, testing Craig. We've got international today. Craig joining us from Italy, our foreign correspondent. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, busy day, but other than that, not
Yeah,
too bad.
same thing, mate. It's Italy. What can I say? It's my first time here. Yeah, it's been a pleasure. No, the weather's been awful. It's on a work trip. I'm sat here in a dark room that's got no lights in it other than these ones behind me. So you can imagine, and the air conditioning here gets turned off at 6 o'clock every evening, even though it's like today it was 25 degrees. So yeah, it's been a great trip. Really looking forward to coming back.
Yeah, your picture you sent through yesterday when you been out in the rain was
Yeah,
quite funny. Yeah,
yeah,
it
it
looks
was
fun,
wet. Yeah, it was very
and
wet.
it's been lovely here as well. It's been
Yeah, I know.
glorious.
We the you could just see the thunderstorm coming, and we were looking at the clouds and seeing it going past and thinking, oh yeah, we've got lucky here. And all of a sudden, the clouds, you could just see the clouds just turned, and it was like, and it was at 5 o'clock, bang on the time that we had to leave, and the hotel's about half a mile away. In true Italian style, they don't do any. They have a shuttle that runs between the hotel and the office, but they decided that doesn't run after 5. So we were there at 5 past 5, and they were, oh no more shuttles at this time. So yeah, we just got wet.
I'll
Great
describe
times.
the weather here as perfect golf weather, to be honest.
Oh,
So
thanks. Yeah, no, yeah, it's
you're
great.
missing
I'm sure
out.
by the time I come and play golf on Sunday, that
Yeah,
it's going to be raining. So
yeah, I'm sure it will. I'm sure you'll bring the weather back with you.
I'm sure it
Um,
will.
right. Well, we might as well get straight into it. We've had more live, you know. We call it shenanigans at this stage. I don't really know what we're calling it, but it's been nothing's really changed. But also, I don't know. It feels like more and more players are talking about potentially going back to PGA Tour or whatever like that. But the first big bit of news, we'll go to Jon Rahm first, shall we? Him
Yeah,
and the DP World Tour have come to an agreement. He had been sort of holding out on paying his fines that he accrued. Was it 2024? I think now. Sorry, I
yeah, it
don't know
was. Yeah,
this.
yeah,
2024. He appealed him at the time and he could play the Ryder Cup, but when all the other LIV players came to agreement early this year, he declined to sort of take that offer, didn't he? So, I mean, first up, surprised at this, or do you think this was just a natural sort of thing
no,
for him with LIV maybe,
yeah, I think
struggling or whatever we want to put it?
this is risk mitigation, is what this is, in my
Yeah,
opinion. He's and I'm not against it, by the way. I think that he probably felt that he was in a strong position, given everything that was going on. Obviously, the olive branch that was extended to him from the PGA. I think he thought he was in a strong position to strong arm, and I think we can talk about Bryson's similar type of strong arm, attempted strong arming in a bit. But I think what's happened is this has happened, and he's gone right. If the PGA Tour tell me to do one, at least for the meantime, then I need to be playing golf somewhere. And being a Spaniard, it makes a lot of sense to go and get his work done on the DP World Tour.
yeah. It just makes sense for both sides probably as well, doesn't it? DP
Yeah,
Tour would love to have Jon Rahm back playing their events,
yeah,
wouldn't they? I think
absolutely.
he's arguably the biggest star they've got outside of McIlroy. They'd love to have him back. Do you
And he's
think you'll
probably
start?
the best player as well. I'm not,
Yeah,
not saying the best player, but he's the best player left on that tour in LIV. And I think if he was playing PGA Tour golf, he would probably be second or third. Like you never know maybe not with McIlroy. I'd say definitely third. He'd be third in the world. Like he would be that guy. Like he would be challenging every week like he was before. So he's an attraction. He's a golfing attraction as well. So I don't blame them.
well, he's managed to keep his spot at 21 in the world rankings just off the back of these last few live events have had rankings and DP Tour events from a year or two ago. So
Yeah.
you're going to see him shoot back up there, aren't you? Straight away, I think if he starts playing a bit more of a full DP Tour schedule.
Yeah. No, agreed. Agreed.
Right. Well, you mentioned him before. We'll move on to Bryson DeChambeau. I did title this podcast "Bryson's Nonsense." I'll find the quotes quick. So he was talking to, I don't know, was it Golf Channel or someone? I can't remember who actually was it he said it to, but he said, I think from my perspective, I'd love to grow my YouTube channel 3 times, maybe even more. Oh, is it ESPN? I would love to. I'd love to do a bunch of dubbing in different languages, giving the world more reason to watch YouTube golf. And then I'd love to play tournaments that want me. We did speak about it on our episode where we decided whether players were going to be allowed back on the PGA Tour. Do you think there's any chance that Bryson DeChambeau plays YouTube golf and I'm guessing the 4 majors while his eligibility sort of is there?
No, not a chance. Not a chance. He's, it feels like a bit of a Trump thing. Like, you don't necessarily believe what comes out of his mouth. You kind of think about the things that are being leaked out to the press. Like, I genuinely believe what was said about the Masters, where his team were busy in negotiations. That's what I believe. And we'll be accused. I've seen it on various our socials in various ways today. People saying, "Oh, that's just what the PGA Tour want you to think," and the people that are being briefed. It's not that deep. He wants to be playing golf at the best possible level to give him the best opportunity. I'd say, actually, I'm going to give him some credit. I do think that he wants to win golf tournaments. He could make a lot of money through YouTube. Don't get me wrong. He's already made enough money for 10 lifetimes from everything he's got from LIV. So I think he genuinely has got a love of golf. I just don't like the kind of constant attempted one-upmanship that comes from him to try and be the bigger person. I think if he was a bit more humble about it and go, look, I need to be playing golf, I think I'd respect him so much more. And every time that I get that ounce of respect, where I watch some of his YouTube stuff and think, actually, that was really entertaining, or I've seen him in a couple of adverts and that was entertaining and haha, and then he just shows his kind of true colours. So I thought he had that humility after COVID. I thought that was kind of coming to his game, and every so often it just slips. And this is just one of those examples for me.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. I think we've seen a few examples recently as well, where he really just, to me, overestimates his value to these other people. Like, it was, I can't think of the brand he was playing before. Is it LA Golf?
Yeah.
Not LA Golf. Is it LA?
I think it was LA,
They was making his clubs for Fore. And I think he had like a 2% stake in the company or something. And then basically he demanded like 51% of the company to carry on playing the clubs. Like, why would they ever do that? Like, what is he talking about? And then, like, I think with like LIV and the negotiations, he said he wanted like 500 million to stay. Now with PGA Tour, it's like he thinks he's the one calling the shots, when realistically he'll have no choice really but to sort of go his tail between his legs. I would love him to make an example of him. I think we all know that in the end,
well, we said
they're
it,
going to let him back on. Yeah,
of course they are.
They're
Like,
this is, on, aren't they?
We were talking about the Forecast Golf Pod Tour, and we said let him rock. Like, that's ultimately where it's at. But we're not businessmen in that regard. They're not silly. Like, they know that he's going to be an attraction. He's going to be a bit of a draw. On your point about LA Golf, by the way, he probably just watched that Air movie on Prime and saw the Michael Jordan example and thought he could try and do the same. I think that's how simplistic it is. He probably did that. When I could have a bit of that. And of course it doesn't work.
I heard someone once describe him as the dumbest smart guy in the world.
Yeah.
And I think it's like the perfect description of him, because he's obviously a clever bloke, but like, again, I think he really overestimates his like intelligence and his like, I don't know, everything about himself. I just think he overestimates his own ability at everything.
I think he's got some business nous about him.
Yeah.
But doesn't put the good PR alongside it. I think he has got a business brain. He wouldn't have grown his YouTube channel without it. I'll give him some credit. But the PR side, he hasn't got that down. So what he should have is a team of people going out there and doing these things in the proper way. And then all of a sudden he kind of opens his mouth. He's very Trump. And we're not trying to take this political. He's so Trump. There are things, again, like he says things that he doesn't necessarily mean, and then breathes things that he does. And this is one of those examples. But you can't say with everything that goes on in the world that that's necessarily the right way of doing it. And maybe that's who's advising him. You never know.
It certainly would be a big shock, would it? If
no, it wouldn't. Yeah, it wouldn't. But he's they'll let him back on. He'll pay his dues. I'm absolutely certain of it. And I think he, like I said before, he wants to play golf, and I think he wants to play good golf. I don't think there is a chance of him joining, the YouTube Creators Tour when he turns up and wins that every week. Like, it's just not going to happen. So this is the way forward. I think he just got to be show a bit more humility, and just say, right, I'm going to do this, rather than you're having those conversations in the background and then just completely making an ass of himself with comments like that.
Yeah, I do think that for some of the players, that it's almost a little bit overrated how much they care about the PGA Tour. I think, especially for international players, I think the PGA Tour just happens to be where the golf is. I don't think they're necessarily like, well, you've seen with the players that have jumped to LIV, like a Cameron Smith. I don't think he's sort of got some real strong feeling towards the PGA Tour. I'm sure he'll go back and play there eventually, and same as a lot of these other players. But I think especially international players don't have that real strong feeling that some of the Americans do. But I think for DeChambeau, the PGA Tour is almost the only place for him, isn't it, if LIV goes?
Yeah, no, there's nowhere else. Yeah, I could see Cam Smith, for instance, going to Europe and just doing that. Like that would be, I could see him doing that. Mainly because he obviously does move into the Asia Tour aspect of that as well. I think that might suit Cam Smith a bit more. I think he's based in Jacksonville, if I remember rightly. But that hasn't stopped other players from moving. Tommy Fleetwood lives in Dubai, doesn't he? So I can see that kind of happening. That's a potential hub to get back to Australia for him. That might be the way forward. But like you say, there's no other thing other than a YouTube channel. And let's be honest, who's going to want to have a YouTube channel when there's the only content is a forgotten golfer? Because that's what will happen.
Yeah,
he's not that silly.
Yeah. And over time, that will happen. When it more and more, he will just become another player.
Another guy. Unless he wants to become Rick Shields. Is that really his aspiration?
Maybe.
Maybe.
That'd be interesting.
We'll
move on. We'll move on to maybe the only tour that will take Bryson potentially. Your golf tour, the new sort of YouTube golf tour, launched by Grant Horvat and the Bryan Bros. I mean, it seems pretty exciting. We got the players announced it the other day. I mean, any of the names stand out to you there? I don't think there's anything that's sort of too unexpected, is it? With this, it's the 4 captains. The 3 of those know Brad Dilkey's also captain, then sort of 12 other players that, on the whole, probably you could probably make a short list of about 16, 17 players, and these 12 would all be on there, wouldn't they?
They would be. They would be. Yeah, I mean, I think I quite like it. I quite like the idea of this. Isn't like a LIV thing. These are guys that are decent at golf, and you've always wondered how they would compete against each other. And I know the PGA did the Creator Classic thing, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then you had the Internet Invitational, which was more a bit of a Mickey take than anything. But also, it was
really fun. But it wasn't like serious, was it?
Great to watch. But it's always good to see. We always said, "Oh, this guy would beat this guy," and we've all, the Bryan brothers, and and I'm looking down the list, and there's some people on there that are excellent. The one that screams to me, being the Brit that I am, is it's great to see Peter Finch on there.
Yeah.
I like Peter Finch. He's a good guy. It'd be good to see where he stacks up. He's had a really good golfing year as well, Peter Finch. So I think it's a great thing. It's a great idea. Fair play for them for coming up with it. Fair play for getting the backing to do it. And actually, what it will do, they're very clever, is where these guys actually need to have that additional PR and exposure. It will, because there are also guys on here that I don't know exist. So I'll be looking forward to seeing how they are.
Yeah, I mean, I think Ryan Ruffles is probably the favourite at the moment, I guess. I think he's the best player of this bunch. From all the ones I've watched, I think pretty much all of them I've watched at some stage. But I think the main thing of this was they were picked to be good golfers first, weren't they? Obviously, the personalities come in, but they wouldn't be sort of like fairly famous YouTubers if they didn't have some sort of personality, would they, in the first place? So they wouldn't even be on this if they were just good golfers. But I think all the players on here are proper golfers. They're not. There's no
Barstool lads on here. I'm not trying to. You're not trying to, because I like Barstool. The Barstool lads, they're good, but they're not You know, they're
No.
not trying to
They
grab
haven't got
just the
Trent
numbers.
Bryan on there shooting like 97.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen. They are these are good golfers that also have YouTube channels. So no, I like it. You know,
Like the worst players are probably Garrett Clark, maybe Micah Morris, and they're still good players in their own right, aren't they?
Micah's a good player, but like you're right.
But like just compared to the rest of the field, he might be the worst, like one of the worst of this 16, which is that says more about the quality of the golf than it does about him himself. You know,
I'll be interested to see, and I'll probably do this beforehand. Is just stack up what their actual handicaps are. Was Micah the one that got
there is
the
someone
hole
that
in one?
tracks them.
Oh, is there? I need to have a look at that.
What on
The
Good
par
Good,
four,
like the par
yeah.
4? He was
Was
there
that-
for it, but he didn't get it. It was
Oh no, he
Matt
did the one
Sharp
before.
got it.
Yeah,
Matt
no,
Sharp got it. That one.
He hit the shot before, didn't he? Where
But
it hit
like, they all hit like
hit the
incredible
pin.
shots, didn't they? On that,
How
it
did
was
that
like the
happen?
best clip of all time.
Yeah, the
If
three
that
in a
was now,
row.
they probably think it was AI, wouldn't they? But it was sort of in a pre-AI time.
And you could see from the reactions that it was genuine. Like they were genuinely
Yeah.
like, oh my god, how has this happened? But yes, no, I remember he did the one before. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's a good golfer, but like I don't think he's stacking up against the
I mean, some of these other players are essentially tour players. Like, I think Ryan Ruffles was one of the best amateurs in the world when he turned pro.
Yeah,
and he's played on tour and Corn Fair and stuff, and we know what some of these other players have done. But I mean, format. Have you seen the format? It's a bit odd.
I haven't seen the format actually.
So they're going to play. They're going to be split into 4 teams. The captains are going to draft. Then they're going to play. I might be getting this slightly wrong. I'm just going off what I sort of understood it to be. So they're going to play a 2v2 scrambles. I'm guessing like 2v2s.
Yeah.
In their 4-man teams. But then each captain at each event is going to have a wild card. And that could be literally anyone. And I'm assuming this is where someone like Bryson, might pop up somewhere along here. And they swap one player out for the wild card for either the second round or the back 9 or something like this. It's quite an odd. It wasn't the easiest thing to understand.
No, and I get that. I can see. But you need that. This isn't professional. I mean, it is professional. This is not. They're making money, so it's professional in that sense. But
it's an entertainment thing, isn't it?
It's an entertainment thing, and not kind of hide behind it. Like that's the kind of thing that is going to attract because you've got to have a differentiator. So I think that is. I like it.
You've got to assume there's going to be some big names in that wild card thing, haven't you?
Yeah, huge. Yeah,
God knows. There wouldn't be many reasons to do that other than players don't want to. Some of these other names maybe don't want to come in doing 4 events.
Just come in and do a couple of holes here and there. Like that's the way forward. But also they do it, and there's the golf courses as well. Like I think, from the looks of those, like some good stuff there. I think.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, and I think we probably agree now. We'll make sure we get some coverage via here and have some comment. It'll make me do it, but. Little combination at the win in Vegas. I think that'd be really, really, really cool. So I think, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I think it'd be a good event, and as you say, this will be a chance to see these proper golfers and see who is the best, or I know it doesn't always decide. Sport doesn't work that way, does it? We just see the best player win all the time, but we'll see who is.
No, but
around the best few.
We'll see because I think that's a fair point.
Yeah, there's always debates about it, isn't there? But I think there's a few of them that stand out, isn't there, in this? But we'll see that. I don't actually know when it's starting. To be honest, I assume it's not.
I didn't see the date actually.
I assume it's not too far away.
Your golf tour.
I'm assuming they're filming them soon because they've just released all the stuff for it, didn't they? Oh, it just says we don't know when the inaugural event is scheduled, other than sometime in 2026. But I mean, 2026 is rattling on. We're already in May, aren't we? So I can't believe it's going to be too long. They'll have the Internet Invitation at some point as well. So they're not going to clash with that, are they? So
no. They know where their bread's buttered on that.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on. So. We'll talk about next week's PGA Championship before we get into this week's events. A few sort of big stories. Dustin Johnson received an invite this week. Was it the special exemption or something like that? I can't remember what they exactly called it, but something along those sort of lines. Is that a bit of a weird one, or is this just sort of like, former winner? It's a bit nothingy now, isn't he? It's like, I don't know. I don't really know the point of this invite, to be honest.
I think he's got history, right? I think he didn't win this one, but did he?
Did he not won the PGA?
No, this is you. No, because I think he'd have exemption that way. I think what he did here.
Of course.
Did he come second?
Well, the PGA one where he got the penalty in the bunker, that was FPGA,
that was it.
Wasn't it?
And that's what I mean. Yeah. So the penalty on the.
I thought he ended up winning it again. Oh no, he hasn't.
No, it's US Open. I think this comes down to, because it was Martin Keimer. I remember Martin Keimer won the PGA that year. It was Whistling Straits.
Was that Whistling Straits? Yeah.
Yeah, Whistling Straits, and where everything was. He thought everything was classed as waste area, wasn't it? Because everything's sand at Whistling Straits. So I remember the video of him having to, he was there rubbing it out. He sat there in the scorer's box at the end, and he was sat there rubbing out his card, and writing down obviously a 2 shots more than he obviously put down. It was he had a 4 and he put down a 6. Had to put down a 6 in the end. And I tell you what, that's the reason that resonates with me is because it doesn't matter now. I watch these guys, win a major, and you see them walking up to the scorer's box to get signed up, and I'm like, it's not over yet. Just he's going to cock up writing his scorecard or something like that. Especially got some money on it. It's it doesn't.
I can't believe that in 2026 they're still doing scorecards.
Oh,
it's not just like someone doing it for them and all just like electronic, and they've basically got no control over it.
I mean, I do my scorecards electronically. Well, why can't they? The only thing I would say is it does do quite a nice. There's a lot of like nice camera work that happens in those bits, but
it's almost like a ceremonial thing. It feels like at this stage, isn't it?
With
scorecards.
Scotty's kind of kids sitting on the floor, having something to eat while he's sat there playing around and that, and. Yeah. Danny Willett when they won the Masters, and he's kind of sat there on the sofa, and his caddy attacks him because obviously that's the point that he won. The strangest kind of finish to a Masters that I can remember. Like the guy that's finished a long way down is kind of having his celebratory moment in a scorer's hut. But on the DJ thing, I think it just comes down to this. I think he's had moments. He probably should have won that year. I thought it was a harsh judgment. And they've just gone, Dustin can come back on that. I don't think there's anything other than that. Maybe there is a ulterior motive, but this is the PGA of America. This isn't USPGA, so it's
I'm not even convinced that Dustin Johnson likes playing golf anymore. Like, I don't know. Like, there's nothing about this that sort of feels like anyone from either side really cares that much about this happening. But
no, and he'll probably come middle of the pack. Like it was, he still talks a good game. Like I think he, very slowly and very, very much like DJ, but he still says, I was reading earlier, like I still feel like I'm one of the best players in the world. And it's like, well, I don't know, I can't really see it, mate. Until you actually come back and play, whether you even want to play, you can't.
He is going to be one that's going to be really interesting, isn't he? When LIV collapses, because I assume he'll just sort of go into retirement, semi-retirement, turn up at the Masters.
Yeah.
Like he is someone that probably will just play 4 tournaments a year or whatever he's, whatever he gets exemptions for, and then probably won't see him a lot else because, he doesn't
made his money.
He got one. He was one of the big signings as well, wasn't he? He got a lot of money to go.
Yeah, he was.
He's made a lot of money as well. He's won a lot of prize money since he's been at LIV.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at him having the exemption, by the way. I think the biggest surprise is that actually, if he was playing good golf, I should have clarified that. I wouldn't be surprised if he was playing good golf, but getting it while he's not necessarily playing good golf, I guess they probably looked around and went, well, he's probably the next best to bring in. So, and his, I'm not sure if he played last year. Maybe it was just naturally because he played. I need to have a look at his last few his bits. But yeah, I maybe it was just a kind of naturally like it'd be weird to not have him there. It's a real strange one, but I'm not against it.
No.
You know, I think it's fine. I think, you know, say he's given some PGA memories, so why not?
Yeah, fair enough. One player we won't see there next week is Phil Mickelson.
Billy Mick.
It's just a bit of a mysterious thing, really, isn't it? Because did he play?
Yeah.
He has played one of the LIV events, hasn't he? Was it South Africa, maybe? I can't remember which one it was at all.
Yeah,
But he did play one of them, and then it just says like, is it a family health issue or something?
That's what he said. Yeah, and I think
Yeah,
you don't want to pry, do you? I think this is
no. His wife obviously got like history, hasn't she? Of
she has.
breast
Yeah,
cancer, I think.
I think you just take this as read. I think with the way that Phil is, you know, he's a very outspoken man. I think, yeah, you just take him at his word on this one. And there's a family health matter, and you know, one of those things where you just think, well, okay, fine, he doesn't need to play.
Yeah.
You know, I know he's very recent champion, in fact, but he doesn't need to play. Just let him do what he needs to do. I'm not. It's not a shock.
No.
And
because it was a surprise when he was on the start list last week, wasn't it? It came out that he was actually still on the list, and then about I think hours later it was announced that he pulled out, and I think Max Homa was a replacement.
And as champion, I think you've got those rights. I think you can do those things. I think that's he has earned that. Yeah, he's an absolute pain in the arse, but at the same time, he has earned it from the championship he's had to say, right, as long as he didn't do it on the day, when we've all seen that before, Sergio Garcia. You know, there's he's not taking up someone else's space. Someone else has got the space, so fair play.
Yeah, definitely. Right, we'll move on to last week's PGA Tour event. Cameron Young absolutely lapped the field, basically, didn't he?
He did.
It was almost over on Friday, wasn't it? This event. I think he was. I think it's about 5 clear after 2 rounds, and
another one of those.
Most of that did it after that point. Did you watch much of it?
No, I didn't. No, I think because I was on my way out here, I didn't necessarily get the time to watch it. But it was Trump's course, wasn't it? Was it the Blue Monster?
Yeah, Doral.
Yeah.
God, sorry.
No, I was just going to say I think maybe that had an impact on it as well. But like, it's not one that I think this is. I said this last week. This is the lull for me. This week a little bit more. If I had, I mean, I probably can find a way of watching Sky in a minute if I wanted to. But I like Quail Hollow as a course, so maybe I'll find some chance to do it. But I think that's Storms, haven't they? But like, it's still a lull time for me. There's not a lot of great golf until next week when we've got the PGA.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaway for me from this tournament, other than Cameron Young maybe being like, you know, a legit elite player these days, it's just these signature events just are not working. They're so
signature, like there's so many,
just,
like the 20 million after 20 million after 20 million. It's like there's almost, I said, there's too much money in it.
It just makes it not special, doesn't it? Like
there's nothing about it. I think that's it. Like, we're going to give you some big money. I think I'd prefer you to give big money to bigger money to other events, and then just drive the popularity of that. Like, I know they've got to keep a distance between the majors, but like, I'm not even sure the Waste Management is a signature event.
I can't remember now.
And the Waste Management,
I would assume based on the field that it is, because they have a good field there, don't they?
Let me have a quick look. I just think PGA Tour signature.
I think we spoke about it last week about the WGCs back in the day. Like, they had their own issues, and they had their own, you know, issues with attendance and stuff. But like the crowds at Doral last week were terrible for like a big event.
The Waste Management was. I'll take it back.
They just don't feel like big events to me. You know, when I'm watching them, they don't feel like anything other than just a standard PGA Tour event that someone happens to win more money at. And it doesn't really make a great deal of difference to me whether Cam Young picks up 3.6 million or 1 million. You know, at the end of the event, it doesn't really make a lot of difference. There's nothing about it that feels special, is there? There's no reason. You know, it's not set apart from the other PGA Tour events other than the cash, which really surprised me. I don't know why they don't make something of it, like make them feel, even just a presentation of it on the TV channels. If they, you know, had a slightly different leaderboard or slightly different, I don't know, something about it.
Yeah, something to make it. Well, like the WGC, you see.
Yeah, exactly. Just felt different. Like just another event, and I think it's a big issue on the PGA Tour at the moment because there's a lot of events that just, I don't know, they're not doing it for me really. I don't know about you, but there's a lot of events that just almost pass me by because who
Yeah.
cares about them? Like, and
So
that's not great.
so I think you've got, yeah. So AT&T was the first one, and that's fine. You know, you've got like Pebble, Genesis. So no, the Waste Management wasn't one. So the Genesis, fine. I mean, again, I like the Genesis. I'm a big fan of these tournaments that kind of
Yeah.
have, you know, cool golf courses. Arnold Palmer again, you know, Bay Hill. The Heritage. I mean, Matty Fitz. Cadillac was Cameron Young, and then Truist,
Sweet, yeah.
Memorial, and the Travelers. So yeah, it's weird. Actually, I mean, if you look at it, I mean, I'm happy that obviously Cam's got his win, and I'm happy that Fitzy got his win, but they're not things that I look out for and go, yeah, I really want to watch that. I think the Arnold Palmer, the Genesis, and the AT&T Pro Am, I'd watch, but the rest of them just feel like a weird kind of nothing.
I think when they're limited field as well, like you don't even have the drama on a Friday of the cut line. There's just
No, everyone gets there.
it's just a bit. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels a bit nothingy to me.
No, I'm with you.
Just
I'm with you.
they're not a good product, I don't think, and I don't know how they can fix it. You know, maybe that's something for another podcast another day how we would fix these events or something. But I don't know. I don't know. They're just not doing it, are they? For me, I don't know about
No.
you, but they
The forecast golf consultancy business. I think
yeah.
we've got something to do here.
But,
Yeah, it
but we are
doesn't.
the people watching it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, we're the people
Yeah,
watching these things, and we're never going to be in the minority of this. That you know, at the end of the day, we're doing a golf podcast. We're golf fans, you know. So,
yeah.
you know, we're the people that will be watching these events. And to me, I will watch them and I'll flick it on and stuff. But I'm not like, if I miss it, I'm not gutted or anything like that. Where an event like this that they're making out to be such a big event should be something that you really, you know, really want go out your way to watch. Where if there's nothing else on, I'll watch it. But I'm not gonna lose sleep if I haven't seen that Cameron Young's won the
Yeah,
Cadillac.
agreed. Yeah, agreed. I think that's a as fair, and it's like as much as I'm saying I like Quail Hollow. Again, you know, I could probably just watch the last 3 holes on Sunday and get some enjoyment out of
Yeah,
that because because of the course. So you know, but all to all the storms that sit around that tournament anyway.
yeah,
There's a reason why there's so much water there. Then yeah, then yeah, I'm not fussed either. You know, I've got my interest there. They peak in February March time. This year, like I say, I've said it before. I think this is just a lull, and yeah, they've got to do something. Money isn't the answer. You can't just throw money at everything.
yeah. I think, and I think that's what they did, wasn't it? And it's not worked out for them. But yeah, I imagine there will be some changes coming forward because I don't think we're in the minority of this opinion, are we? That it's you know, a bit of a struggle to watch them. Right. Well, we'll round up the podcast then with some picks for this week. We have made the picks, you know, we'll count them back and all that for the Truist Championship at Quail Hollow, as you already mentioned. A lot of everyone's on course at the moment. It looks like most players are well into their back nine. Yeah, our picks not gone so well so far. So Ross picked Ludwig Oberg. He's at 1 under for good for tied for 18th at the moment. Matt McCarthy, Sung Jae Im, they're leading the way at 5 under at the moment. Who did you pick for this week? Yeah. Well, I've asked you that I don't know who it is and where he is.
Jesus, I've just seen Adam Scott. I'm getting to this point with this. Right, you know, I just remind people of the rules that you can't pick the same person twice. And
yeah.
I thought I'd look at a guy. I looked at last year and thought, who did all right last year? I'm a horses for courses guy when it comes to this. Yeah, he did okay. He's actually done really well this year. He's currently tied 67, 3 over through 13. So great. Cheers, Adam. Thank you, mate.
And I suppose the only good thing you've got is that it is guaranteed cash for you, but yeah, probably not.
Not a lot else going for me.
It was basically my tactic last week. Go sorry.
Yeah, I did think of others. So I kind of I thought, like, you know, Alex Fitzpatrick's riding a bit of a wave. I thought Jacob Bridgman again. Sepp Straka won it, I think, last year, and I'm like, oh no, does he? You know, I don't think these people do it twice in a row.
Yeah.
I've just overthought it. I've got my own head. And cocked it up. But what I would say is last week I did get some money last minute because of the lack of a cut and the fact that Shane Lowry had a great last round. So I think that's all I can hope for is a bit of a tail wag and hopefully just pushes some decent money my way. But who have you got, Dave?
Well, I've gone for Rory McIlroy. As you say, horses for courses.
Yeah.
No one plays Kyle Hollow better than McIlroy. Obviously, I'd probably coming into season, I've probably thought that I'd save him for a major, but prize money wise, that's what we're looking at. It's essentially a major, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Last week I had Cameron Young, 3.6 million he won me, which I think I only had about 800,000 before that. So he's pushed me from last to first. Cameron Young. Hopefully another good week from McIlroy, but I think he was at even par when I last looked. I don't know if it's changed.
Yeah, he's even. Yeah, I just found him. Yeah, him and Juddy are in there, and Juddy with his new irons. Well, keep an eye on that.
But yeah, it's probably keep an eye on this event, but I don't know. It's just another one. I don't know. It's almost like golf fatigue or what. I don't. Where these events, where they're all the same. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but yeah, there's nothing about this that feels too exciting, is there? Other than you've got like a half decent field playing for a lot of money.
I think there's more into it that we're playing golf ourselves now. Well, I certainly am, Dave. So I think there's a big thing in that. Maybe if I've got some time to get out and play some twilight golf on a Friday evening, then I'm going to do that rather than sit and watch this.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's just a personal preference.
Yeah, I wonder if these sort of events are something that when we get some of these LIV players potentially back next year, or maybe 2028. You'll probably see a few more of them. If they make them go the qualification route, maybe it will strengthen these events and make them feel a bit bigger and a bigger deal. Because you look through the leaderboard, and obviously they're all names It's not like they're nobodies, but nobody's tuning in to watch like David Lipsky and Jonathan Vegas. Are they like battling it out in this event? Obviously there's other names, and Fleet was up there, but like. No one's really tuning in for that, are they?
I know it's fine. It's funny who we always use as the examples. These poor people, if they ever got a chance to watch this, that they never would. I feel sorry. We think you're amazing golfers, by the way. Don't get us wrong.
To even be in this field, you are incredible. I dream of playing one round of golf as good as you've play your worst round of golf.
I always use Harris English with his blow up pilot from Airplane face as an example, because again it's just completely emotionless the whole time. So he uses that example of like an everyman PGA player, and that's exactly the example. All those people you've just said, they're everyman players, aren't they? They are. The guys like, right, okay, if Johnny Vegas can, Johnny Vegas, it's a great name, but Johnny Vegas can play, maybe I've got a chance in the future. Johnny, you're a very good golfer, don't get me wrong.
Like Fleetwood's currently in third, and if he goes on and he's challenged on Sunday, I'll probably be more inclined to watch it than some of the others. But yeah, there's Harry Hall. Are you bothered if he wins this event?
But Harry Hall's the kind of name.
His English is probably a bit different, isn't it?
Yeah, but you'd half expect him to be on LIV. Is that kind of that kind of a name, isn't it? Like Laurie Cantor.
Yeah.
Again, no offense.
He's very much Laurie Cantor. I think that's a perfect example. They could be the same person for all I know.
Yeah, the only difference with Harry Hall is his elite hat game. That's it. That's the only reason I know Harry.
Yeah, it will be interesting to see how this plays out in the next couple of years, and maybe the PGA Tour will be the big winner overall. But these events are struggling a bit for me.
They are, mate. Yeah.
Well, it seems like they're struggling financially as well. It doesn't seem like PGA Tour are thriving since making these events and putting all the cash into it. Doesn't there seem to be cuts and things there as well?
To go back to the other thing, then actually that's why I think to go back to the LIV potential. Thinking about it more, that's potentially why I would say this is not going to just be a case of a cap in hand moment. I think the PGA needs these players. We've discussed. I don't think they necessarily need all of them, but there will be guys that will be kind of thinking secretly. There'll be a tier system for sure.
Yeah.
They'll probably be punished worse than Reed and
Koepka.
Koepka did. but they certainly won't be like you wouldn't be punished in the way that, for instance, if those other guys were desperate to come back on the tour, there'll be a tier system for sure.
I guess the only thing is we did this the other week. We went through all the players. There wasn't many that we thought if on the PGA Tour I'm bothered about whether they come back or not. They can just go the Corn Ferry route, and if they qualify, they qualify, and if they don't, they don't. There was, I think we ended up with 3, and obviously there was a couple that we just kept out for a laugh. But yeah, you're probably looking at like 5 players max though that the PGA Tour are sort of going to go. You know, these might make a difference to us.
Yeah, I think you're right. With our serious hat on, I think for sure there are. But I think those 5 will make a difference. What's Roscoe saying?
He said you don't need to play these events. You can just play YouTube golf and the majors. What could go wrong? I don't know who he's talking about there.
Who is he? Is he just tuned in, Ross? Have you just turned in, mate? We've had that conversation. But it's completely right. You've got the same sentiment that we have, bud.
Who knows? Maybe your Golf 2027 will get the invite. You know, maybe this YouTube channel will have really taken off, and then we're playing at the Win next year for $1 million.
As long as they give me 18 shots, I'll be fine.
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they would not mind that at all. But
I need it at the moment.
Really? You're struggling?
Yeah. No. I had a good round at the weekend, to be fair. I had a really good round. It was bogey golf, but to be fair, it's sometimes bogey golf's all you need, especially for anyone that's playing golf at the moment will know it's a tough place at the moment trying to hold a green. I think there's it's quick out there. Very quick.
Could do with a few days of rain, couldn't it? The golf courses, I think. The way it's gone, I think when it goes from really wet, because we had a really wet winter, to warm and dry very quickly, it makes the golf courses just crusty, and the greens can be a bit uneven. And
that's how it is right now. And I have this argument with my wife all the time when we talk about weather, and go, "Oh yeah, it's going to rain, thank God." And she's like, "No," and I'm like, "Golf, like it's golf."
Yeah.
It was the same when I was.
The greens need it.
You need to have the nice mixture. What you want is a load of rain during the week, other than the one evening that I want to play, and then the weekend it's going to be beautiful. Let's get some lush. At the moment, it's not lush. It's not lush at all.
Yeah. So a bit of rain on Monday and Tuesday, and then dry out throughout the week, and perfect for the weekend, I think.
But I was 33 points on Sunday, and left.
I one off the backs as well, wasn't it?
Off the tips, and I can think of 5 shots that I left out there, and a couple of bobbly greens that one left the club face from about 2.5 feet that went directly right. Those kind of things you don't ever expect to miss. But 33, I was very happy given the medal performance the week before.
So it's still that early part of the season as well, isn't it? We're not no one's fully back into it. So I'm hoping the next couple of weeks I'll start playing again, because
good stuff.
This weather makes me miss it, but the weather will turn. I think we all know that. I think my ankle will feel fully there. I think I'm going down the range this week to try and hit a few and see how it goes. But
good lad.
I don't know.
Get back to it.
We'll see. Yeah, Ross must be due his longest day thing soon, isn't he? Is that June?
Yeah, next month it'll be.
Is it May or June? Yeah, I don't know when that is, but that'll be soon. I'm sure we'll talk about it a bit more as we get closer. But we'll wrap it up there then. Where can people hear more from you?
When I'm not in Milan, ignoring my socials, Craigo84, and actually I'm Jonesy1484 on Instagram, just in case you see any comments from me at any point on any of our socials that come up. Who's this random bloke? But that's me as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm at DJG23 everywhere, I think. But you can follow us at Forecast Golf Pod. Make sure you subscribe. All the usual stuff. It really does make a difference. If you're watching this and not subscribed, then make sure you do, because it doesn't cost you anything on YouTube, and it does make a real difference to us. So do it, wherever it is. I don't know. It's here somewhere in it. I don't know.
It's at the bottom. It's at the bottom here.
Yeah. Ross is much better at this stuff than I am, but make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you tell all your friends about us, all that sort of stuff. When you play your round of golf this Sunday, go, if you checked out the Forecast Golf podcast, there, slacking off Bryson again, or that one person is anyway on there. We'll call it there. Let you get back to your lovely Milan nightlife.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Right. Well, until next week, we'll see you later.
See ya.